The device that I refer to in today's video is sponsored by YosudaBikes.com, makers of excellent quality personal exercise bikes. I can vouch for this one. I've been using it for the last almost year now, and it's really been handy. YosudaBikes.com. This video is about weight and being fat and role-playing. It has nothing to do with gaming. So if you're here for role-playing tips, check out the short on Thursday or come back next week. Hello and welcome to this episode of How to Be a Great GM. My name is Guy. We're not talking about GMing. We're talking about you and we're talking about me. It seems as if it's a given in our community. Everybody's fat. Not everybody. There are some of those skinny people that role play, you know, the ones that I'm terrified of breaking by accidentally bumping into them. I joke. Our community is seen as a sedentary community. We sit and play games. We're not running around on a field chasing after a ball or whatever. And I want to talk about it because I've been on a journey for a decade and a bit, and I have never come off of that journey. I have strayed many times, but for once, I'm no longer failing as hard as I have done in the past, and I wanted to share with you that story because I feel that we just accept it. We're like, yeah, I'm a gamer, I'm fat. Okay, and what are you doing about it? Do you need to do anything about it? Should we do anything about it? I am not trying to shame anybody. I am not trying to force anybody. I am not celebrating anybody. I am saying I am obese as a gamer. Medically obese. I do all of those little tests and it's like, hey, you are fat. I don't necessarily look it in some cases because of the way that I walk or because of this or because of that. I'm fat. Okay. So I've been trying to control this. I've been trying to fight it for a decade. And for a decade I have succeeded and then I have failed. And then I have succeeded and then I have failed. And so in 10 years, my weight has not changed. It's been constant. And I know this because Facebook keeps sending me posts of me saying, this year, I am going to drop my weight. Flash forward 10 years. This year, I am going to drop my weight. Now I'm actually doing it. I'm succeeding and it's sustainable. So what am I doing? This is what I'm doing. If it helps you, that's great. If it doesn't help you, that's absolutely fine as well. I completely understand if you don't want to watch this video, move on. That's all good. Also, I am not a medical practitioner and any advice given in this video is no absolute basis for medical evaluations. Consult your doctor before bringing in anything. Well, nothing changed my mindset. I haven't changed. Do I like nice food? Yes. Do I gorge on amazing cheeseburgers covered in cheese with oily fries on the side? Dear God. But I do it differently. And I do it differently because of this little phrase. Someone said to me, life is hard, so you need to choose what hard you are going to experience. Life is hard, you need to choose which hard you're going to go with. Being fat is hard. If you are a fat person, you'll know what I'm talking about. Chafing, difficulty walking down a long corridor, difficulty carrying all of your minis from the cupboard to the table, finding clothes that fit, finding clothes that don't look like you are an outdoor camping salesman and you are dressed in your tent. So being hard is fat. Being fat is hard. Being skinny is hard. Losing weight is hard. Where are you coming from? Where are you going? Which hard are you going to take? So with that in mind, what it's done is it's said to me, choose your hard, choose your difficult, to use the correct English term. Losing weight is difficult. There's no doubt about it. It takes effort. But have I noticed advantages? Oh, yes. Yes, I have. I've shed now nearly 20 pounds since January, and this is now recorded in mid-March. Have I noticed a difference? Yes. Not huge. Does my back still hurt when I sit for too long? Yes. Do I still struggle to get out of a chair that's low down? Absolutely. But I don't struggle as much as I did. And I'm noticing now when I'm standing in a mirror that not everything is covered in a roll of more me. There are some parts that are actually seeing the light of day. This is good. So choose your hard. And whenever you are about to crumble and just eat that waffle with cream, ask yourself, is this the hard? Take your journey slowly. So many times I've gone cold turkey, and I've usually done it for medical reasons. You can't drink milk anymore, so then I had to switch to drinking oat milk, right? Then we discovered that actually that was not exactly medically true, and so now I've gone back to drinking regular milk. But my journey has not been cold turkey. Don't cut yourself off. Don't go, right, that's it, no sugar for me ever again. That's daft, that's insane. That won't work. It might work for a month, but then another month, maybe it won't work so much, and on the third month, it definitely will fail. Slowly, slowly. Little changes. So, okay, I drink Coca-Cola, so drink Coca-Cola Zero. Yeah, I don't like the taste. Okay, is it hard to drink Coke Zero? Or is it hard to waddle around and get in your car? Again, choose your hard. So that's what we did. We switched from everything that was full cream or full fat or fat Coke as we call it, just Coke, normal, regular Coca-Cola, switch to Coke Zero, switch to zero fat milk, switch to this, switch to that, switch to the next thing. So that was a big change, but it wasn't that hard because we were still getting some of the stuff. Now, if I drink Coke Zero or I drink regular Coke, to me, the taste is not that different anymore. This is after 3 months of hardcore Coke Zero drinking. Something that you can do during role-playing. And this I only discovered because I started to wear a watch, which I'm not wearing right now. Stand whilst GMing, if you can. So when I go to D&D in a castle, I almost always stand. I hate sitting down. There are a bunch of reasons for it. But the health implication is that my step count goes up. It really does. And I start to move. If you think about it, sitting in a chair like the chair I'm sitting in now, almost nothing is being used of my body. But when I'm standing, well, that's a different story. Now suddenly we're powerlifting 200 pounds plus. Now the muscles are starting to work. The other advantage is that you're much more expressive, you're more expansive, you can reach onto the table and move minis and things around if you do that kind of stuff. But if you just stand, you'll be amazed at how much extra energy you burn. Healthier snacks. I know this sounds stupid, but our house, there is a cupboard that is full of snacks. And not one of those snacks is over 100 calories. So I can say, you know what, I want a snack, and I will grab a packet of biscuits. The old me, it would have been a packet of biscuits, and I would have eaten 1,000, 2,000 calories in ginger nuts without even a pause. The new me goes, okay, well, here's my packet of ginger nuts. It's little bitty tiny ones, and the whole pack is only 100 calories. So my snack is still relatively the same, but now it's less. And what we've discovered is if you go looking, if you go hunting, you can find a whole bunch of food groups, of snackages, of things that you would normally be eating that have half the calories. Yes, their taste is going to be different. That is because there's half the amount of bad stuff in there, sugars and butters and syrups, etc., etc. But which is more difficult, being fat or changing the taste? The taste you get used to. After a month, you're like, I can't even taste the difference anymore. Or you can, and you go, oh, I remember the juiciness of these. But I'm okay eating these because they still hit the same reason why I'm eating them in the first place. My next one, which is a basic one. When ordering, it's no longer I want extra large. It's no longer I want large. It's now I want a medium. Notice I didn't say small. I want a medium. I will, once I get down to another weight level that I've set myself, move over to small. And you know what the weird thing is? Is that I will sit there with my medium-sized Starbucks now, and I won't feel any less or worse off for not having the large one. But I was just so used to ordering the large one that I didn't even give it any thought. It was just like, yeah, venti, the big one. Give me a bucket of coffee right now. Now it's like, no, give me the middle-sized one, the tall, or whatever the stupid name. I mean, what a daft, anyway. And in a couple months, I'm going to be saying, give me the small one, because I'm gradually stepping down. But by changing that size, it's an amazing effect. Will you go hungry from time to time? Yes, I have. I have sat there going, I am so hungry right now. What can I do with myself? Stop thinking about it and do something productive. My days where I'm sitting in the studio here and I'm recording videos, those are the worst days for me. I get snackage all the time. Like every half hour, it's like, I could do with a cup of coffee and a snack. Booyakasha, suddenly I have eaten my entire day's calories in a couple hours. Because I've had not one pack of those snacks, I've had 20 packs of those snacks. Keep busy. As I said, that's the biggest thing, is not being busy. It's a killer. You gotta keep busy. On my days where I'm working and I'm lecturing at a college nearby and I'm recording videos and I'm doing live shows, I will quite easily hit my calorie count. On the days when I'm not, it gets tough. Weekends particularly, because we're not doing stuff. We're sitting playing games and mooching about. So the brain is like, what can we do? What can we do? Let's get some food in. And then something that I have done and I've hinted at throughout this entire video is we are now sticking to a calorie count. So I aim for 2,000 calories a day. And I write down, every time I have something, I write down the approximate calorie count, always higher rather than lower. So a 60 calorie counts as 100. A 110 calorie counts as 150. Go up, it means that you will always be under. But if you kind of round down, that's recipe for disaster, because then you're going to find yourself only eating things that round down nicely rather than things that round up. And as a result, you actually are going to end up eating more. So by sticking to that 2,000 calories, we write it down. If you just have it in your head, useless. You write it on a board. We have a board right in the kitchen, right next to the fridge. So whatever you take out, you write it down. And you start to see very quickly like, ooh, I'm on 1,000 calories and it's only 10 o'clock in the morning because I've been snacking all morning. Okay, time to make a hard decision. Do I stick to my 2,000 or do I go over? And if I go over, then I know that I am going to be fat. Now, the biggest challenge that I have had is where you are doing this and you're not seeing a shift in your weight. Or you're doing this and you go, you know what, this weekend we're going out. We're going to have friends over. We're going to have a party. We're going to let our hair down. And the next week you get on those scales and you've put on like 8 pounds. You're like, but ow, I only ate 3 pizzas, drank 12 liters of Coke and had a couple bags of crisps. I just wanted to raise this because I feel that we are, as a society, very accepting of things that are difficult to do. And we go, yeah, that's so difficult. But we don't actually do anything about it. So I've been very blessed. I have an amazing person in my life who supports me completely. And when I fall off the wagon, says, hey, you can get back on it. You can get back on it. There's no judging. There's no ridicule, no snarkiness, just support. So if I can offer you that, I will offer you my support in terms of you can do it. Choose what is hard. I mean, I had to share. And if I don't talk about these things, then what's the purpose of this channel? If you've got anything to share on this particular subject, if you've got anything that's helped you to overcome it, let us know. If you feel that this was completely irrelevant and absolutely a waste of time, let me know as well. After all, this channel is mainly designed for assisting and aiding in what you are trying to do at the table. So that's what the comments are for. Until next time, I wish you and yours the happiest of gaming.